So my husband and I finally got to finish watching the new live action Avatar and the Last Airbender. I loved it. It was amazing. I have actually a lot of thoughts on it, but there's one that I have that I think is waterbenders, am I right? That I think is applicable for everyone, even if you didn't watch the show or don't know the show. So I loved the cartoon when I was a kid. I watched it a lot. It was so good. I remember it being funny, upbeat, light, good entertainment, good story, good character development. I loved it as a kid, and I still love it as an adult, but it feels heavier. Like, I have so many good things to say about it. Don't even get me started on Uncle Iroh. I literally cry whenever I think about him, his character, this actor, and Zuko. I swear Zuko's the main character, but anyway, I digress. It's hard for me to describe the feeling I get when I think about the cartoon version versus the current version, the current live action version. But the live action version just feels so much heavier to me, and it might be because I'm an adult now and I'm thinking about it in a different way, and the looming war feels so much more real, and just all of the things they're talking about feels so much more obvious and prevalent to me. And there's a lot that I could say about it, a lot of commentary that could be pulled from it, all good things. But something I'm really noticing is something that is absolutely happening in today's world. So we see Aang, he feels like he's 1,000 years behind as he's jumping into this war immediately. He feels like he's instantly behind as they get started, which I think a lot of people feel that way. Along with that, there's a lot of themes in the show, but the one that I really think that our world is struggling with is that the previous way that things were done is butting up against the way that the next generation and the new way that things need to go. It's just, I feel like a constant theme throughout the show is that the way that things had always been done, or the way that previous generations did things, and those generations are saying like, nope, this is the way that we do things, this is the way we do things, this is the way you got to do this is the way it works. And the younger generation is saying, wait a second, but that's not working for me, that doesn't make sense, make it make sense, and it's not making sense. And I think we see a lot of that in our current world, that the previous generations are saying, this is the way we did it, this is why systems are the way that they are, and then the newer generation is saying, but why? It's not working fully anymore. I think that system's probably worked at some point for some people. Like, I'm not saying it's all bad, we should all just, it all is bad, but the next generation is saying, this isn't working, the world is not how it needs to be. And with the show, there's the war that's kicking off in our world. We are fighting wars every day, and I feel like now all generations feel that, and we're all reacting to that in different ways, and I think we can really learn something from each other. So yeah, those are some of my initial thoughts. I have a lot more thoughts. I have a lot of like conclusions I've drawn from these observations, but I'll kind of let you draw your own conclusions on it. And so those are just some of my thoughts on the show. I think it's fantastic. If you were a fan of the show when you were a kid growing up and now you're watching it, I know some people don't like when they redo things. I like it. I take each as their own individual thing though. Anyway, happy Friday, and let me know if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Avatar and Last Airbender. I thought through which bending each of the horses would have, so let me know if you want to see a video on that.